Hello, welcome to another session of Learn with Veer Sagar. Continuing that answering of questions and giving some help to people who've had these worries, I'll take up the next one in that list that was given to me, and that is cash management. Cash management is a very understated or rather under recognized in the management hierarchy. I think it should be right there on the top. It is the most important thing, cash management. People give place to cost management or they give a lot of importance to top line revenue management. But nobody talks about cost management. Yes, cash flow is done. The cash flow is done for a month, maybe for a week. But cash flow and cash management are not the same thing. Cash management means that the money that you have with you on a particular time and a particular date should be more than the money that you require to spend at that time on that particular date. That means every time and any time you should be cash positive. If you are not, then you have a problem at that time, because at that time you cannot make the payment that you should have been making. A lot of us go and sell products and the customer says, well, I don't have cash right now, but leave it with me and I'll pay you next week. As a salesman, you're very happy, you made the sale and you come back. A lot of times you offer that. Okay, don't worry, keep it, right? Pay me next week. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. I have gone around and said, okay, I will reduce the cost by 2%, give me cash now. But I would collect the cash upfront. My negotiation always has been no negotiations on payment issues, right? You want to negotiate on deliverables, right? And negotiate on maybe pricing. But pricing is the least favored item for negotiation, and deliverables is probably a more preferred option. And definitely quality or payment terms are not negotiable. So that's one. So always make sure that your cash flow is positive on a day-to-day basis, not on a monthly or day. And if you're cash positive, believe me, you will be profitable. No point in you being profitable on paper if you don't have cash to pay your salaries. You have a lot of outstandings, debtors. Then what happens? We have had this situation where in a particular company I was working, it was making money. But we are in deep trouble because we could not pay salaries, we had to hold back salaries, and we could not pay, more importantly, the suppliers. And the suppliers threatened to stop. Therefore, the most important thing is to manage your cash flow. Sit down and write every day how much is the money that you're getting and how much is the money that you require. When I used to manage companies, even now, I have only two numbers that come to me every day. And one number, it depends on the company itself, what is your monitoring in that company. But the second number is a constant number, always cash. Money that has come in that day and the money that is required for that day, and therefore what is the cash balance. No salesman is allowed to fool around with payment terms. Under no conditions, I have had this situation where I had a product in Dunlop which I could not sell, which was not moving, big, massive earth moving tires. I had a particular customer who needed this, good customer, but who loved bargaining. Okay, I went to him, and this particular time I didn't expect him to bargain as hard as he did. I went to him with a little margin built in, thinking that he will pull me down, and he'll pull me down to my level of authority on the final product, final cost. But he pulled me down much higher. At this point, I was desperate for the sale. And I said, okay, I will do one thing. I told the man, the owner, okay, I'm going to lose my job. First I told him I'll ask my boss, and then I came back and said, I'm sorry, I can't get my boss, but since I like you, I will risk this. I might lose my job, but I will risk it. Give me one thing, give me a check for the entire amount before it is even shipped. Is the materials are in the stores in Bombay, the customer is in Goa, I'll get it shipped to you, give me a check for the full amount. I knew that if I went to my boss with the check payment for that material which has been tied up for a long time, he will howl and he will shout, but he will forgive me. He'll accept the order. So payment, I learned this very early, that cash flow is a very, very important thing. So for cash management must be higher the hierarchy of what you want to do, higher than revenue. Let me summarize that the most important decision in a company is cash management. Always ensure that you are cash positive on a day-to-day basis, not on the month end or on the year end, on a day-to-day basis. Therefore, do not allow anybody in the company to fool around with payment terms. In fact, have very strict control on that and try and say that if you gain, you must pay before so many days so that you have a regular inflow of money. I don't say don't give credit. You may, if you have to, you give credit. But then that's it. If it's 30 days, then you know after on the 31st day, the money will come. So you manage your cash flow that way. So cash flow is very important. Manage it on a day-to-day basis, hour-to-hour basis. It's with that Veer Sagar saying thank you very much till we meet again next time. Goodbye.